Hey there, Postal here. So today we're taking out the A7M. This was actually a game from late last night. Actually, I guess it was early this morning. Right after I got out of work. I just needed to get one more game knocked out. What I was aiming for in this battle was a grade 1. The A7M is such an odd plane for me. I know there's better planes out there at tier 7. I know it. Not just on paper, not just looking at the Key 84 and saying, well, it's better across the board metrics wise. There's just better planes out there. The A7M is on nobody's list of best plane at tier 7. And yet, this plane is the plane I go to when I need a grade 1. Oh, you need an ace? Just a second here. Got that in my back pocket for you. That's what the A7M tells me. It's just a ridiculous plane in my hands, and I don't know why, but it is. So, we are trying to get a grade 1. We're trying to actually get the second to last mission on the LA5 pilot mission line. And so, well, part of getting a grade 1 in any light fighter plane is getting some capture points. Part of it is getting a ton of kills. And part of it is getting a ton of kills while you're defending a zone. So we're going to try to get that in combination. We've gone ahead and got this sector here pretty easily, as you would expect. Let's go ahead and get these guns on target. These guns, they're 420mm cannons. So they're actually harder hitting than you would on a lot of other tier 7s, other than the P-84. 420mm cannons is not something that you get until tier 8 or most other lines, like on the Spitfire line. So yeah, it's kind of nice to have it tier 7. Alright, let's head to the center. They've already capped it, but I'm pretty confident in my skill set here. Let's go ahead and let's get our turn on. I believe, nope, never mind. I know there are 2 enemy fighters. Neither of them can outturn me. In fact, both of them are altitude fighters. We've got a BF-109 and we've got a P-51. And as such, I just need to make sure I don't get killed instantly, because the longer I stay alive in a dogfight, the more trouble they're in. So luckily they only got a couple little taps into me, like little pings of nothing. I was able to recognize on the map and recognize just on the screen that they were coming after me. And as soon as you start trying to outturn something like a P-51 or a BF-109, you're already in good shape. Whenever I run into like a really turny fighter and they just keep going in a straight line as they're being shot, I'm like, why are you in this plane? If you want to just go in a straight line, pick a different plane. Because you go in a straight line in a slow turn fighter is a recipe for disaster. Alright, so I'm clearly bored here, waiting for everybody to show up at the center. This was my first game in the A7M. It's my last game in the A7M. Spoiler alerts, I am going to get a freaking grade 1. But at the time, I'm sitting here going, hello, what are we doing? Stretching my legs. Do I want to move to a different sector? Not a lot I can do in these other sectors. But let's go ahead and let's move to... Oh, wait a minute. Crap. There actually are people coming into the sector. So let me turn back around. I was going to go to the garrison. I don't know why. Like, watching it this morning, I'm like, well, there's clearly planes entering the center. Why aren't you turning around? I did not notice that this morning. They took the sector. I'm really, really annoyed with that right now. I remember that. I'm very glad I didn't actually record the audio last night, because I would have been like, where'd those planes come from? I can't believe it. They just popped out of nowhere. When clearly they were, you know, on their way here for a while. Alright, so we've got one of the fighters knocked out. Let's get this guy knocked out. If I was really desperate to capture the sector, I would kill those guys if I could. I'd hold off until the sector unlocked. But I know my skill set in this plane. I know I'm going to kill these defense aircraft very, very quickly. All you need to do is kill 3 of them or so. As long as nobody else dies. And we'll go from there. Got the Akamatsu. Come on, guns, don't overheat on me now. Done. We're up to grade 3. And we've got the sector back. Man, so I was really not paying attention there last night. It's kind of odd to watch this the next morning when you're a little bit more cognizant of what's going on. But we're going to try to hang out here in the center. Don't mind that the command center was taken over. Again, I'm trying to get a grade 1. So I'm actually kind of forcing this. I'm not going to cap sectors at this point anyway, because I see we've got the mining facility. And that's we're gonna do fine just by having a mining facility in the center sector here. In fact, now we're up 4 sectors to 1. So now I'm thinking to myself, well shoot, is this game gonna be over before I even get a chance to get a grade 1? Let's try to go up here and get this bomber. I had my boost, used it all. Come on, come on. Flippin' dude, don't you know what I'm trying to do here? Get me some kills. Ah. Alright, so let's head back down. We definitely need to be heading down just because the altitude performance of the A7M is significantly hampered once you get up into the yellow. So let's get down here, let's get this guy knocked out who's, I don't know, getting some nachos or something. He wasn't paying attention there, I don't know what he was doing. I got no excuses and I don't care. I'm on a personal mission. I am here for myself. I am a greedy monkey. Alright, so we're still hanging out in the center. We're just literally killing everything as it comes into the center. The 420mm cannons on this plane are so consistent and so strong. It's just awesome. They overheat, and that's the biggest thing that you need to be aware of, is your tap-tap-tapping, tap-tap-tapping, rather than holding down. Alright, so we're halfway through the cap points, and we're about halfway through the grade 1 process. I was checking there, like, what do I need to do to get a grade 1? Alright, let's get the next people that are coming inbound here. Winged Legend, yay. We've got our Flying Paladin for just defending the hell out of a zone. That's what it should be called, the Defending the Hell Out of a Zone badge. Let's go ahead and just turn around. Like, this thing just turns around like it's nobody's business, right? Oh, a plane past you? Cool. Bloop. Never mind, I'm behind him.
Victory is in sight. Keep it up.
Dang, come on. People are going to show up, right? So we've got 17 kills there. We've got the 275 capture points. In fact, I think we had the 275 capture points after we captured the first 2 sectors. And so now it's just literally defending the zone, getting defense kills. So we're waiting for people to get in the zone. And I think we need just one more. Are we gonna... Are we? Come on. Come. Jeebus. And there it is. Finally. I was afraid that guy was gonna sneak outside the sector and it was gonna be one of those, like, ridiculous matches. Ridiculous attempts to get a badge. Because that's how it usually happens. You go to get a badge and it's the worst thing in the world. You just can't do it even though you've got, you know, a million of them already. Alright, so we've got it. So now, you know, now it's all, we're trying to get the win. But I think we're going to win this one. You know, our team was good enough to get the mining facility, and their team wasn't good enough to get it back. So now we're just trying to get some extra kills. I do specifically remember thinking to myself, well, shoot, if I've got 17 frags, how close am I to getting an ace? Well, there's the answer. Postal got his ace. I moved on from the postal badge of 19 frags to the classic ace with the 20 frags.
Great job today.
Excellent. So we did exactly what we wanted to do. Also got a Marseille because you know, we didn't die. Was able to get 19,000 personal points, and you know, overall, you know, battle did what the A7M does. Let's head back. All right. So yeah, I got the 20 frags as you can see. Just good overall battle, and I can't explain it, right? Like, there should be other planes, plenty of other planes that can do this kind of stuff. They can get me grade 1s. they can get me aces. Oh yeah, we definitely got a GG him. Excellent. And I was joking around with him in the beginning because he got, I think, 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 flipping kills in that initial attack on the command center, and I was like, come on, man, I'm working at something here. Well, we got our crate. Let's see what's in it. Anything? Well, improved GOA, so we'll take that. Yeah, so I mean, just a great plane for me trying to get aces in grade 1s. I do want to go over and show you guys my setup, and yeah, we'll go from here. Alright, so I do have this plane specialized, and as such, my equipment is a little weird, I suppose. I have, as you will on any light fighter at tier 7, I've got the sight. You want the sight. You need the sight. You're not going to use cockpit armor. Then we'll just end the conversation there. For the airframe itself, I've actually gone out of my way because I've got so much maneuverability at this point. And that's just not with the equipment, it's with the pilot that we'll get into in just a minute. I've actually added some speed buffs to this. So we'll just look at the engine really quick. You got the advanced uprated engine. I use this instead of the lightweight wing frame. You might not necessarily want to do that until you get the plane specialized. You might still want lightweight wing frame. To be honest, it's been so long since I've had this non-specialized that I don't know which equipment slot or slots is unavailable when you're not spec'd. But if this one is available, again, in the beginning, you might want to go with lightweight engine, whatever the heck it's called. I guess I can look. Lightweight power unit, excuse me. Just to give you some more maneuverability at that time frame, because your equipment is more incremental at that time frame. I've gotten mine too advanced. It's not to the ultimate, but it's still very impactful. So I've got the uprated engine. I've got the polished skin because, again, I'm adding as much speed as I can to the plane because the maneuverability is off the charts. Because you've got 2 airframe equipment slots here, I'm definitely having lightweight wing frame. I would definitely recommend lightweight wing frame to start off, but just once I specialized it, I put both of these on here. As far as consumables is concerned, you're definitely going to be going with the first aid dressing because you're in a fighter. There's no reason to have anything else. Well, take that back. I don't think there's a purpose to having the fire extinguisher on this plane. And the reason being is because I've put, very specifically, set up my pilot to be able to put out the fires. And what that means is if I've got a fire, my pilot can put it out. If I don't have my pilot, I just put my pilot back in. So this consumable's kind of got a double whammy. Now it's actually helping the fire, and it's helping my accuracy. So even more reason to use the first aid dressing rather than a fire extinguisher on this plane. But again, only because I've been able to set up the rest of the plane to not catch on fire very often, thanks to my pilot. Because I specialized it, I've also put the exhaust bleed system, which helps reduce the chance of fire also. And I've gone ahead and put the pneumatic control assist on here just for that extra little boost when I need it from time to time. You might get caught out by a spec Yak 15 or spec anything that really wants to be specialized for maneuverability. With my setup, could outmaneuver me conceivably, and so it's going to be few and far between. But in that few and far between time, I'm going to go ahead and use pneumatic control assist. Also, if my wing gets knocked out or my tail gets knocked out, I can use pneumatic control assist to kind of counteract that for a little while at least. And then we've got the engine cooling on here, which is always going to be helpful for a plane like this. 10 seconds extra of boost. Heck, that's more than I get out of the box. And then universal ammo. I've taken a quick look at my pilot skills. So these pilot skills are going to be a little different than some other planes. I already mentioned, first and foremost, first thing you're going to do on any Japanese plane, at least any Japanese light fighter, is going to be using the firefighter special skill. And the reason being is because this puts out fires by actively maneuvering. Well, you're in a friggin' zero. You know, you're the A7M, you're actively maneuvering all the time. Put this on the air yaks as well, because they catch on fire and you're actively maneuvering in those. You're going to put this on your key fighters. So my key 94, my key 61. Those pilots, they have firefighter skill because you're actively maneuvering 90% of the time anyway. And so if they happen to get set on fire, they do get put out very, very quickly, actually. But more importantly, my maneuverability setup has made it so that this plane doesn't get set on fire very often, just because it's not caught very often. So firefighter setup, first and foremost. Let's go ahead and do that. Then I'd go with the Marksman 1 just to help your accuracy out at least a little bit. My next go-to was actually evasive target. This reduces damage and chances of critical damage and pilot injuries when actively maneuvering. Again, you're typically actively maneuvering anyway. And so if you're in a dogfight, if you're in the middle of a hornet's nest, and there's 6 different planes around you, and you're getting peppered from time to time, evasive target is definitely helpful, and it's come in handy. I've actually got this particular skill set on my F-86. There's a handful of other pilots that have this, and if this is a straight up dogfighting plane, this is definitely a good pilot skill to have. I've gone ahead and also gotten the aerodynamics expert. Again, I've got 3 different equipment slots here that are being used for speed and maneuverability. This buffs each one of those. My next 2 pilot skills, which will eventually happen, which would be pilot skill number 10 and 11, I believe would be going to aerobatics expert to give me even more maneuverability. It could conceivably, I could go ahead and wait to get either Engine Guru or Marksman 2. This is one of my few pilots that I'm going to be potentially maxing out on the points. You can only get 15 total, and I've got 9, so that means I can only get 6 more points, right? So I really need to, or use 6 more pilot points. So I really need to determine what's going to be the best impact for me. If I get aerobatics expert and Engine Guru, well, that means I can't get Marksman 2. What's more important to me, Engine Guru or Marksman 2? I'm not really having an issue with hitting my targets, so I might be going with Engine Guru 2 just to give me more speed. I'm talking to my butt right now because I don't have any pilots that are at 12 skill points yet. So I'll come to that bridge and cross it when we get there. But you always want to be thinking about the future when it comes to your pilot skill point set and what kind of impact you can possibly have when you get up to the 15 points. Alright, so that is my my A7M gameplay and overview. I don't know what it is about this plane. I really, really don't. Like, on paper, there's so many better planes out there. The Key 84 is going to kick its butt. Just like straight up. The Key 84 is better across the board, basically, right? And yet, I can always go to this plane and have success. So maybe it just fits my playstyle more than other planes. But so be it. I really enjoy playing the A7M, and I hope you enjoyed this particular battle. I will catch you next time as I continue my grind on all these flippin' pilots. Have a good one, guys. Bye.